If there's one thing I learned about people, it's an old lesson. Mama used to say, one thing about people, the people who appreciate you, gonna show you. They ain't gonna tell you, they gonna show you. I say that to say, if you're not a hater, and hit that like button on your way in. You hear me? Tap that like button. It don't cost you nothing. And I don't ask y'all for nothing. You hear me? And I appreciate all y'all who show me love in different ways. You hear me? Whether it's donation, purchase, like button, so forth and so on. Comments, because that comments help other people. You hear me? Other than that, I don't ask y'all for nothing, but I appreciate it all. You hear me? But tap that like button on the way in. You hear me? You know, we appreciate it. And when I say we, even though all y'all see is me, you know, I'm here by way of a whole lot of people. You know, so I am we. My ancestors, so forth and so on. And just like my ancestors watching me, y'all ancestors watching y'all every time y'all come through. So if you don't do nothing else but hit the like button. Hit the like button on your way in. You hear me? And I appreciate it once again. Oseo to my Indians. You hear me? Indian gang don't bang. You hear me? Shalom to my Hebrew Israelites. Salam to Muslims. You hear me? Hotep to you guys. You heard? Namaste. And all those other good greetings, man. I hope everybody feeling good for no reason at all. Radiating, vibrating, operating, emanating. Being the best illustration in your highest demonstration. You hear me? And not just trying to appear to be, just to appeal to be. You hear me? And to feed off of that, I want to ask the question: are you fooled by appearance, or trying to appeal to people by what's appealing to you? Are you fooled by appearance, or trying to appeal before people according to what's appealing to you, or what you think appealing to them? You hear me? To be accepted. You heard? Cause over here we not here to conform. You hear me? we not here to conform. You heard? And that's a good place to be for those who win it. Some people prefer to show people how they want to be seen. And some people prefer to show people as they really are. I said that to ask this: which one of those type of people that you think would be most beneficial in your life? And that's a heavy one, depending on what type of person you is in your life. You see, ain't no shortcuts to enlightenment, and unearned wisdom can be more detrimental than beneficial, because you miss the lessons that give you certain tools along the way. You hear me? But when you lying to yourself, you usually attract people who lying to themselves in your life. How else you gonna keep? How else will we be able to keep our lives alive? Unless you got people around you that's keeping their lives alive with you. That's just my point of view, but it give us something to think about for those who want to be in a place of truth, at least with ourselves, whether anybody else around us understand it or not. You hear me? I just came to talk to us a little bit and stir the pot. You hear me? With that being said, if you do what you always did, the world will see you as it always have. If you say what you always said, the world will hear what they always heard. If you feel what you always felt, the world will feel what you always transmitted. If you react the way you always reacted, the world won't expect anything different from you. Do you? What do you expect of yourself? See, we always heard, if you do the same thing expecting different results, it's insane. Especially when the results put you in all the situations that you don't like to be in when you find yourself in them in the first place. So what do you expect to change if you have? What do you expect to change if you have it? This is how I deal with myself. What would I expect to change if I have it? And we hear it all the time. You know, you can't change the world around you, but when you change the world within you, everything changes. So what would you expect to change if you have it? And when you don't change, and when you don't change, that don't mean every one of the people in the world around you ain't changing. And when you do change, that don't mean everyone in the everyone in the world around you gonna change or be receptive to it. You hear me? Especially if they ain't made none. This journey has more meaning than just getting to whatever we think our destination is. This journey has more meaning than getting to whatever we think our goal is. This journey, life, the journey meaning life, has more meaning than acquiring whatever we think it is we want to acquire or possess to make our life a little bit more comfortable. Because in most cases, those who ever acquired things thinking that in acquiring things that they will find happiness, unknown to me and you, unless you know, if you know, still miserable. You hear me? And that's why change is important. That's why shadow work is important. You know, that's why growth is important. That's why maturity is important. You know, and the reason being is that, as we all know, people don't like change. I ain't like change. You hear me? It's uncomfortable. You know? All the time, it don't feel good. You know? Because it's uncomfortable. Because we're not used to it. Because we're used to what we used to. And a lot of the things we used to should be uncomfortable. You know? But change is uncomfortable, and until something challenges us to change, or something occurs where change is our only option, some will never change. You hear me? Some gonna take it to the grave with them, or let resistant change lead them to a grave. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. I say that to say this ain't no time to reduce yourself to make others comfortable, or dim your light to make others comfortable. You know, this ain't no time to reduce yourself or allow yourself to be reduced by staying in comfortable situations that's uncomfortable to you. If you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. Change is necessary wherever it may be needed, family. You hear me? Change is necessary wherever it may be needed. And that's gonna be different. And that's gonna vary for everybody who hear these words that I'm speaking, you know. But change is necessary for each and every one of us, even if it may involve some of the same things that affect us differently according to our process of perception and our ability to process what's being perceived. Change is necessary. But it's better to be a stranger, as I've said before, to others than be a stranger to yourself. You hear me? You know, and change brings about new beginnings. And new beginnings put endings in place. Or to say it another way, new beginnings are in the changes that bring about endings, so change can occur. You know, self-love is important on the journey because it's the best love. And self-love is about radical acceptance. The good, the bad, the ugly. You hear me? The shadow, the light, the human. You hear me? Because that's the balance. All the parts. You hear me? You know? And I say that because all that we are, all that I am, all that you are, is all that you are. And change is constant, not perfect. So you don't have to be. I don't have to be. All you got to do is just show up and be your best. You hear me? So in all you do, strive to be better than you never been before. Because if you always do what you always did, who's going to expect anything different from you? You know? When you bring your shadow out the shadows, that's change. Let me repeat that again for y'all who missed it in the back. When you bring your shadow out the shadow, that's change. And everybody see it. You become unrecognizable to them. And in a lot of cases, we become unrecognizable to ourselves. You see, until we get used to what we growed into. If we growed into something better than we've been used to being, you don't listen, you're gonna miss it. And that's change. You hear me? And when it comes to self-realization, once again, be aware of unearned wisdom. Because there is no shortcuts to enlightenment without cutting yourself short. You hear me? Like I said, some people prefer to show people how they want to be seen. And some people prefer to show people as they really are. Which one would you prefer to have in your life? Which one you think more beneficial to you? See, everyone has a right to be whoever and whatever they want to be. But in whatever you be, make sure you're truly being who you say you are. You hear me? Make sure that you're being who you truly say you are. And as I said before, what worked for me ain't gonna work for everybody. You hear me? But those of you who show up over here, you here for a reason. You see, you here for a reason. I took the road less traveled, and out of that road I made a path, you know, for others who come along who want to find their way back to themselves. You know, so due to the fact that words don't teach, each and every one of us who hear these words that I speak, including myself, we're going to have to teach ourselves through the words that's being heard. You hear me? We're going to have to teach ourselves through the words that's being heard. You know? Yeah. And remember, how you perform in practice, and this ain't practice because somebody didn't wake up today, but I don't have no other analogy, or a better analogy to say what I'm about to say, other than the analogy I'm about to use. How you show up in practice is how you gonna show up in the game. You hear me? So make it count. Make it count. That don't apply just to sports, you know. And the sports realm, use what they use off the living life on life terms realm. So however you perform in practice is how you show up in the game. So however you showing up, wherever you showing up at, make it count. You hear me? What you do behind the scenes gonna be clearly seen when you make yourself seen on the scene. You hear me? It just sound tricky, but it ain't. You heard? But Yeah, I just came through to say a few things, man. I'm gonna pull a card. You know, the synchronicities been back to back lately. For those who've been paying attention, the synchronicities been back to back. I see a fruit wanna jump out, but ain't nothing jumped out. Say yes. Say yes. Say yes. Now is the time to be open and receive. Say yes. Say yes. Sound like that's a song from somewhere, number 30, which come back 2 or 3, and we just pulled the 12 on the last card, which was a 3. You know, say the master number. Number 3. 3 plus 0 is 3 for those who didn't catch it. Say yes. What do we need to be able to say yes to? And being open to receive. Say yes. So I see what the card resonating right quick. The card saying a lot of things. See flowers back there outside the building, you know. I don't know if that's a church or a temple or what. But the people is the church. So maybe that's why he's standing outside the building. For those who ain't catch it, the people is the church. So maybe and the temple, you know, temple of God is within. So maybe that's why he's standing outside and looking at it like, what I need to go in there for when everything I need is within me. You hear me? It's a whole universe around me, and every you know, it's a lot of things going on outside. You hear me? Say yes. Being truly open to life can be a bit unnerving. There are so many possibilities and unknowns, and we can never analyze them all. While there is much wisdom in weighing the options before us, sometimes there will be aspects of the future that we can never truly know until we walk that road. See? See? Unearned wisdom could be detrimental. Go through what you gotta go through to get it. You hear me? Don't be out here trying to destiny swipe and all that other foolishness. You hear me? You only shortcuts. You end up shortcutting yourself. While there is much wisdom in weighing the options before us, sometimes there will be aspects of the future that we can never truly know until we walk that road. Get them experiences. That's going to give you all the tools you need. It is in these moments that we have to take a leap of faith and say yes. If you have pulled this card, now might be the time to open up and receive. Wonderment exercise. If we are not open to many good things in life, they could pass us by. Practice saying yes to what you know will help you grow. There is abundance all around us. Sometimes we just need to make space for it to arrive. I was in class till 11 something, and one of my sisters made the statement, you know, cause we're doing this genealogy, but one of my sisters made the statement, if you think you a slave, if you think you come from slaves, you will always be a slave. If we are not open, I said that to repeat what I just read again. If we are not open to many good things in life, they can pass us by. Practice saying yes to what you know will help you grow. There is abundance all around us. Sometimes we just need to make space for it to arrive. Now it's clear why. I don't know if that's a man or a woman, but now it's clear why they ain't going in the building. Because like I said earlier, they got everything they need within them. You hear me? Response and journaling prompt. How does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? See, change is uncomfortable, but sometimes change the best thing we need, according to the things that we don't made ourselves comfortable to, that have us uncomfortable in the first place. How does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? Something you ain't experienced. See, if you always did what you always did, it's gonna always give you what it always gave you. How does it feel in your body when you say yes to something new? How does it feel not knowing the outcome when you say yes? If it is a negative feeling, what is something you might be able to do to feel more positive about the unknown. Maya Angelou said, if you can't change the situation, change your mind about it. When you change your mind about it, the whole situation changes. You hear me? That completes the nice message. I hope, or I know, somebody gonna get something out of it. And if you ain't pressed that like button already, show your boys some, show us some love. Show the ancestors some love. Mine and yours, you hear me? Because they watching me, watching you. You hear me? So forth and so on. And as always, feel good for no reason at all. You hear me? Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. Stillness, abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. Stillness and abundance, love, light, health, and wholeness. We gonna keep commanding change over our life. You hear me? By putting this work in. You hear me? Whatever time y'all come through and see this message, I hope you have a beautiful day, you know, and a peaceful night. You heard? So forth and so on. Until we do it again, I'm known as Sawu. Be you how you be you. Peace. Love to the Cosmic Conscious family and soul tribe, peekaboos and passerbys. You hear me? I appreciate y'all for it all. You heard? Thanks for the likes, shares, comments, questions, donations, purchases, so forth and so on. You heard? Until we do it again, be you how you be you. Say yes to something new.